Your Life in Sex Island, Chapter 5, picking up the tab, page 162. We are continuing our examination of our tax system to determine how much different people actually pay. We have looked at the taxes paid by couples at several different income levels, and we have discussed the business profits tax, the sales tax, the VAT tax, and now we look at the personal property tax. The personal property tax is an hilarious tax. It is an impossible, unequal, unjust, and ludicrous tax. It is an invention of the professional liars and lawyers, who are not necessarily one and the same. Of course, this tax too is marvelously regressive. Let me first mention its most usual manifestation. This is the tax on autos, cars, automobiles of the poor and middle class. Like the real estate tax, one may be certain that any wealth of the poor and middle class will be found, discovered, licensed, deeded, tracked, magnified, and taxed. The rate varies from state to state, but runs 3% to 6%. But this by no means tells the story. Again, because the car owner may only own 20% of the car or less, the rate is actually and automatically as much as 5 times the stated rate. So the actual tax is usually 15 to 30%. No wonder the professional liars and the lawyers love it so much. Take 30% of the wealth of the very poor, of course they are going to love it. This is confiscation. If the wealth of the rich were taxed at this rate, all of the professional liars would be screaming about property rights, communism, socialism, radical socialism, extreme socialism, creepy, crawly socialism. Joe McCarthy and his buddies used to call it creeping socialism. I heard one of the professional liars say just the other day, "Oh, you can't tax the rich anymore." Sometimes they must have a difficult time to keep from laughing, if only they had a sense of humor. At the restaurant, we also have a personal property tax. We are supposed to pay this tax on everything, I think. It is so goddamn complicated, it is well nigh impossible what to make of it. It would take me 40 hours to fill out the multi-page form. I don't have 40 hours for such nonsense. I try, and the functionary at City Hall just tells me what to pay. There's not a goddamn thing I can do about it. It is a ridiculous, asinine tax, and I know goddamn well that the big companies are not required to pay anything near what I have to pay. This is an outrageous tax. Anyone with a speck of sense or a dab of decency would agree to abolish slavery and the personal property tax. The only good thing about it is that it is proof positive that the government can, when motivated by taxing the poor, to keep track of every $10 worth of property of the poor. Don't claim when we talk about taxing the wealth of the wealthy that, gosh, we can't possibly find and keep track of those millions of dollars. We can sure enough tax every dime of wealth of the poor, but oh no, we just cannot tax the wealth of the rich. Taxing the wealth of the poor is good government. Taxing the wealth of the rich, that would be socialism. Stay sane, stay sober, have fun. I intend to return. Purchase the book now by clicking on the link in the description below.